So something I have come to realize about the YouTube universe is content creators have a very early choice to make. And that is, do you want to be an entertainer or an educator? And I believe most of the people on YouTube world are choosing to be entertainers because entertainers make money. It is very, very clear to me that if you are on YouTube and you are focused on being entertainer, getting clicks, saying crazy ass things, you can make lots and lots of money. However, there are a few of us. It's a handful. It's a very small percentage that have chosen to take the educator route. I believe the three of us are educators and not entertainers, right? And we all know who they are. But I wanted to talk to you guys about this and just kind of, do you agree? Should we change? What's going on? Dion, you've been on YouTube the longest, I believe. Do you see the difference between educators and entertainers?
I had this thought in my live stream last night, and I don't think I'll come anywhere close to as articulate as it was. But if you have a YouTube channel and you want to help the people watching your channel, you tell them the truth. If you want to add to the number of people watching your channel, you tell them what they want to hear.
Oh, bingo.
And people want to hear the crash. They want to hear the tragedy. They want to see the train wreck. But that doesn't help. And this is where the divergence happens, is the crash bros want to say, there's a crash coming. Every 2 days for over 2 years, there's been a video saying, here's the new reason for the crash. They think that, and I won't speak for us, I'll say me, they think that I want to say there's no crash coming. And that's not my argument. My argument is it doesn't matter. Warren Buffett says if he knew exactly what the Fed rate was in 2 years, he still wouldn't change the way he invests. If I knew a crash was coming, I'd still be hunting for the good deal that cash flows today. I would make sure that it would handle the price of the property doesn't matter. So we're not even arguing the same thing. But I believe the crash bros are going to continue to get clicks because they are telling people what they want to hear.
Yeah, there are channels that were smaller than mine that are much bigger, and they are entertainers and they are wonderful at it. You're absolutely right. They are giving their audience what they want to hear. And frankly, the three of us are idiots. If that was our metric, if our metric was growth on clicks or subscribers, we're dumb. We're idiots. We're not doing it right. Right? Matt, what do you think? Educator versus entertainer. Am I onto something?
I'm the taint. I taint an entertainer and I taint a teacher. I can't teach as well as Dion, and I can't entertain as well as like Pineda and these guys. So it's like you just show up and you get what you get, which is usually it's decent information. It's typically a unique perspective, but based on experience, and largely and typically it will offend. It will offend one of your senses. It will be rude. It will be abrasive. It will be aggressive. I'm just trying to think of all the things I've been called in the last 24 hours on Business Insider, but it's all these things. And so I think at the end of the day, thankfully, none of us look at YouTube as a stream of income. Like we've never had that conversation. Like, tell me how your streams are working. Never had that conversation. I think that's what entertainers have to sit around the table and talk about. You know, I did this and it really blew up. Don't care. Like literally what we catalog largely is our experiences and trying to understand what the market's going to do, so we can then get in there and better understand how we can assess risk. But I think Dion took something that we've been talking about for literally since we've been working together, which was, I don't care if rates are 17 or 7 or 2. I only care about what the return on the capital on that deal is. Although I did watch Dion's live stream last night and I recognize that I can no longer buy all these D-class properties. I'm kidding. I was never buying D-class. But he had a great summation last night on his live stream. People should check it out, where he basically talked about the fact that it's not just cash return. It's not just a return on capital. It's not just yield. And he's right. He's absolutely right. But for me, if I've already checked all the boxes where it's already in the market, where I want it, and, you know, that kind of sort of thing, then really at that point, the only thing that truly matters is the return on my capital. And so it's boring. It's not very sexy. The only thing that's sexy is the first through the third every single month. That's what's sexy.
When rent shows up.
Exactly. When all that rent shows up. So that's what makes this fun. But yeah, I think that I'm probably an educator that hopefully is mildly enough entertaining, because I certainly get a kick out of it. Yeah. So, you know, hopefully other people enjoy that. I enjoy laughing at myself, but Who knows?
Yeah. It's kind of funny because one of the channels I follow, and I talked about this on the Daily Financial News today, is a guy named Tom Nash.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Tom
He's
Nash
awesome.
he took a shot about 8 days ago, and he said, I'm not playing this game anymore. I'm not going to sensationalize titles. I'm not going to do thumbnails. I'm going to take one of the three, the thumbnails that YouTube automatically creates. He did that yesterday. He puts out a post. I guess it's called a post on YouTube, basically saying, well, can't do that anymore because my views are down 80%.
Yeah, sure.
And he basically says in his post that if it continues like this, he has to shut his channel down. Basically, to me, that means his operational cost of his channel is pretty high.
It's very high.
It's got to be, right?
It is. His is very high because we do our research and we share our research because this is what we're already looking at. For him to do a deep dive on a company, he goes like forensic accounting level on their financials.
Yeah.
And so there's no way he could do it I know he's brilliant and he does a lot of that. And that's where he got to cut his teeth. I'm a big Tom. I like Tom a lot. But yeah, that's where he kind of cut his teeth. But to that end, he's got researchers and editors and all of that stuff.
Right.
He's got people, and people are expensive.
Yeah. And I thought that was really, really interesting. Dion, do you know who Tom Nash is? I don't know.
So I don't. I'm going to have a list of names here that's growing that I need to check out content. I guess my problem is I kind of listen to a lot of the same content. You both have nailed it, Matt. You're right, spot on with. I want to take Tom Nash out. And I want to take Pineda out, and I just want to say Crash Bros. Right. So neither one of those guys are in that circle of Crash Bros.
Agreed.
If YouTube went away tomorrow, Google loses the lawsuit of whatever, it doesn't exist now, but if it came up and it just went away, yeah, we would go, oh, that sucks. I have to find a new platform to make some videos on. The Crash Bros would have to find a source of income.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'd start having to drink a lot more coffee again. Can I buy you a coffee and talk about real estate? Please. No.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's pretty interesting because again, I think this educator entertainer thing is interesting, and I'm using Tom Nash again. I like him. I like his stuff. There's everything he's put out there. I respect, but when you're an entertainer, it's a show.
It is,
right? And I don't know if you guys, again, this is just what I listened to back in the day. There was a rapper named MC Hammer. Can't touch this, right? He made a lot of money for a long time, but he eventually goes bust because his overhead, his entertainment fee, his dancers, his this, his that, his blah, blah, blah. So again, right, Tom Nash, much bigger channel than mine, probably bigger than mine will ever be. If he has that kind of overhead, what other fees and all these entertainers have? So they get into a world where, to Dion's point, they have to feed the audience what they want. Right? I don't know if you guys are up to this. I wasn't going to go here, but I might as well. Rupert Murdoch, Fox News. He was I was going to say disposition, but that's not the right word. He was
deposed.
Thank you. Yeah. Look at that. Deposed. And he basically said, yes, some of the Fox News, I don't know, communicators or
anchors and such. Yeah.
Anchors or whatever.
Talent.
We're feeding the audience what they wanted, even though it wasn't true.
Of course.
That's liability.
Yeah.
Right. So again, right, if you're just focused on feeding the audience what they have because your overhead is so high, you eventually get in a world where you probably don't even believe what you're saying, but you have to say it to keep getting paid, to keep putting the overhead. I'm like, I am never going to be an entertainer. Dude, my videos, not edited, right?
Yeah.
They're just recorded, start, stop, upload, out. It's kind of funny. Yeah. So entertainers get this high expenses a la MC Hammer. And if they have a drip in pay, they can get hurt. What do you think, Dion?
Well, I hope it never happens, but I hope that some of the people watching the content that they want to hear realize how much it's hurting them.
Yeah.
Right. Sure. I want to hear there's a crash. Give me an excuse to not take action. And we still see the comment occasionally on the Crash Bros channels. I'm so glad I didn't buy 2 years ago or last year because prices are going to come down. Those investors are all going to learn a lesson. Yes, the hundreds, but in your cases, millions in appreciation that have happened have just sucked so bad.
Yeah. Yeah. So again, if you want to make a lot of money on YouTube, become an entertainer.
Yeah.
Feed the audience what they want. If you want to be an educator, tell the truth. Tell the audience what you're doing. Own up to mistakes if they happen.
Sure. Yep.
It's a choice. So again, there's a lot of money to be made on YouTube. You can either make, for me, it's, if you're an entertainer, you're focused on you. If you're an educator, you're focused on the audience. One makes a lot of money. One has a lot of impact. I already have enough. I'm only worried about impact. And that just means slow. It means hate. It means, it's just, you get what you get. So Dion, bring us home, and where can people find you?
You can find me right here on YouTube, Dion Talk Financial Freedom, trying to help the people watching, not trying to add to the people watching.
There you go. And Matt?
Of course it was pithy. Of course it was. Dion. Lumberjack Landlord on YouTube and on Instagram. And if you want to come and hang out and talk real estate, that's what I do. Other than that, like, that's basically it. And I will make fun of people, including myself. I'm on the list.
Yeah, you will. Thanks,
So now I
guys.
have to go Google pithy.